Hi, my name is Adnan, and in my presentation I'll answer the question of what is Ramadan, and I'll identify who, when, and why people celebrate Ramadan. First of all, the meaning of Ramadan. Ramadan is a special month of the year for over 1 billion of Muslims throughout the world. It is a time for inner reflection, devotion to God, and self-control. Muslims think of it as a kind of tune-up for their spiritual lives. The third pillar or religious obligation of Islam. Fasting has many special benefits. Among these, the most important is that it means of learning self-control. Due to the lack of preoccupation with the satisfaction of body appetites during the daylight hours of fasting, a measure of ascendancy is given to one's spiritual nature, which becomes a meaning of coming closer to God. Ramadan is also a time of intensive worship, reading of the Quran, giving charity, and purifying one's behavior and doing good deeds. As a secondary goal, fasting is a way of experiencing hunger and developing sympathy for the less fortunate, and learning to thankfulness and appreciation for all of God's bounties. Fasting is also beneficial to the health, and it provides a break in the cycle of rigid habits or overindulgence. So, secondly, who fasts in Ramadan? While voluntarily fasting is recommended for Muslims, during Ramadan, fasting becomes obligatory. Since people, travelers, and women in certain conditions are exempted from the fast, but they must make it up as they are able. Perhaps fasting in Ramadan is the most widely practiced of all of Muslims' forms of worship. Now, thirdly, when do Muslims fast? They fast from dawn to sunset. The daily period of fasting starts at the breaking of dawn and ends at the setting of the sun. In between, that is, during the daylight hours, the Muslims totally abstain from food, drink, smoking, and marital sex. The usual practice is to have a pre-fast meal, which is called a suhoor, before the dawn, and a post-fast meal, iftar, after the sunset. Lastly, why do people celebrate Ramadan? It's the devotion to God. The last 10 days of Ramadan are the time of special spiritual power, as everyone tries to become closer to God through devotions and good deeds. The night on which the first verses of the Quran were revealed to the Prophet, known as the Night of Power, is generally taken to the 27th night of the month. The Quran states that this night is better than 1,000 of months. Therefore, many Muslims spend their entire night in prayer. During this month, Muslims try to read as much of the Quran as they can. Most try to read the whole book at least once. And lastly, some spend part of their day listening to the recitation of the Quran in a mosque.